You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. Broke. Disengagement looms. Money is a residual benefit for the narcissist. It is of particular importance to somatic and elite narcissists. It also plays a part for those of the cerebral and victim cadre. Harry's wife is a somatic narcissist. That means that, in essence, matters of appearance are fundamental to her. She needs to look good, or at least the version of looking good that her deluded mind tells her that she portrays to the world. She wants the large house. She wants the glamorous trips away. She wants the expensive clothing, the beauty treatments, the cosmetic surgery. She wants to be seen in places where the beautiful people are. And as part of doing all of that, she also wants money. Lots of money. Not all somatic narcissists necessarily behave in a way of requiring those material aspects across the board. You can have some somatic narcissists that are obsessed with money, but aren't as big on the physical appearance. They want everybody around them to look beautiful and handsome, but they don't really put much effort in themselves, often because they tend to be deluded, thinking they look fantastic anyway. There are lots of different strands to the somaticism, but Harry's wife, her cadre is that of somatic, and therefore, to ensure that she has all of the shiny, beautiful things, she needs money, and lots of it. Accordingly, Prince Harry was a target because not only was he deemed easy to control, somebody that found him with fuel, with numerous character traits that could be obtained, but he had various residual benefits about him, one of which was money. It is clear, of course, that Harry's wife's narcissism miscalculated the level of wealth that he had, and as I've explained elsewhere, the issue with regard to the money that the Markles has is likely to prove part of the undoing of the relationship. There's a lot of speculation about the financial circumstances of Harry's wife and Harry, and of course this has been thrown into sharp relief as a consequence of the setbacks that Harry's wife has recently experienced vis-à-vis Spotify. Her plummeting popularity also means that it will be more difficult for her to get paid gigs, and those that she does obtain are likely to be of lower value. But are they broke? And if they are, or if they're going to run out of money in the foreseeable future, what does that mean for their relationship? Would she stand by those vows of for richer, for poorer? Well, Build the Herd has undertaken a comprehensive examination of the Sussex's cash flow situation, and this has been posted in the Reddit thread St. Harry's Wife. They, of course, use her full name. I'm going to take you through this analysis because not only is it comprehensive and interesting, but it also provides me with a platform to help you understand what this means in the context of the dynamic between Harry and his wife. Build the Herd writes, "We've all been wondering how long the Markles can realistically maintain their current standard of living. Given the way things stand, the answer is not long. They built this lifestyle under the assumption that they were on track to becoming billionaires. This evidences Harry's wife's sense of entitlement and delusion. But we all know that's never going to happen. Their prospects of future lucrative deals have dried up. Their reputation in Hollywood as striving grifters who are almost incapable of producing agreed-upon content, coupled with the public's view of them as narcissistic liars, complainers, ingrates, doesn't bode well for brand Harry and Harry's wife, or future content deal. Harry's wife's only chance at becoming a billionaire is if she can snag a really big fish as husband number 3. More on that later. Build the Herd has taken a stab at estimating how much cash Harry and Harry's wife will have at the end of 2023, and how long that cash will last given their estimated annual household expenses. Although these figures are guesstimates, going through this exercise demonstrates the general belief that they are living well above their means, and it is only a matter of time until they encounter a cash crunch. Assuming they don't have any new financially significant deals, their coffers will likely run dangerously low as soon as mid-2024 and as late as year-end 2025. The biggest takeaway from this exercise is that their current level of household expenses, estimated at $10 million, is not sustainable. Bear in mind that their monthly estimated expenses are $830,000 per month. Therefore, even if Build the Herd has underestimated their cumulative after-tax earnings by $20 million, for example, that would only give them enough cash to keep their heads above water for approximately an additional 24 months. Build the Herd has approached it by ascertaining their cash position when they escaped the Royal Gilded Cage, their cumulative earnings since Megxit, their cumulative household expenses since Megxit, and then estimating how many months their cash would last after December the 31st, given current levels of estimated spending. The estimated cash position when they escaped the royal family was $24.5 million, which was then reduced to $19.4 million when they paid the down payment on the Monty Shit Show mansion. This cash consisted of Harry's inheritance from his mother's, $20 million, an estimated cash infusion and good riddance gift of $3 million from the Bank of Dad in 2020, and Harry's wife's remaining savings from her career totaling $1.5 million. The assumption's been made that Charles paid back the Frogmore Cottage renovation cost, despite reports that the couple paid those expenses themselves. Most also believe that Harry inherited nothing from the Queen Mother and nothing from the late Queen Elizabeth. The estimated cumulative after-tax earnings post-Megxit assumes best case scenario of $38 million, worst case $22 million. The estimated cumulative household expenses post-Megxit through year-end 2023, $37 million. This is an estimate of $10 million per annum expenses, the largest single component of which is security expenses totaling $4 million, which makes it clear why they really need someone else to pay this. Now, Build the Herd has gone through with a spreadsheet and also further explanations with regard to fixed rates on mortgages and so on and so forth. So it is quite a comprehensive examination of the funding position, and I'm not going to go into the nuts and bolts of it. But the point is that the outcome, as Build the Herd has determined, is that they are likely to find themselves in a broke position by mid-2024 or the end of 2025. Not that far away at all. Bear in mind also, they've been burning money with regard to the payment of lawyers, which also has been taken into account, and if they start further legal action, which Harry's wife may well do as part of the need to assert control, that would result in further expenditure. What does all of this mean? The residual benefit that is money is not only hugely important of itself to Harry's wife, because it affords her a sense of status, but it enables her to subconsciously seek out those other aspects of the prime aims. Having money means that people can be easier to control. It draws reactions from people by way of fuel. It allows access to certain areas where more opportunities could be obtained for further residual benefits and character trait acquisition. Accordingly, money is a residual benefit of itself, but it's so important because of what it allows the narcissist to do vis-à-vis the prime aims. Thus, should Harry's wife find herself in a situation where they are running out of money so that they can't afford the house that they live in, that she can no longer afford the ridiculous expenditure on clothing that she has become accustomed to, and to jewellery that she has become accustomed to, that she can't keep pumping out the PR pieces which assist her with the assertion of control over the masses, there is going to be a huge problem. As I've explained before, one option is to look at it and think, okay, I don't want to reduce my expenses, I'll have to increase my income. The opportunity to do so is extremely limited. Harry has nothing really to offer, she has nothing really to offer, and what they've traded on so far, the royal family and victimhood, has essentially become so boring to individuals. The lemon has been squeezed, as has been notably commented on before. Accordingly, the prospects of increasing their income to cover these expenses looks particularly limited. The alternative, of course, is to reduce expenditure. Harry's wife will not want to do this. This is because it's a threat to control, and rather than recognise that it is a consequence of her own behaviour that the opportunities have dried up and her profligate spending, instead, her narcissism will cause her to blame somebody else. And that will be Harry. You should have done more. You shouldn't have written the stupid things that you wrote in Spare. You should have been more active in getting out there and courting people. You should have caused us not to leave the royal family. Yes, she would even blame him about that. I did it for you, she would suggest, leaving Harry completely bewildered and flabbergasted as a consequence of such an accusation. But remember, the narcissist revises history so readily in order to achieve the prime aims. Loss of this money is a huge threat to control. Potentially going broke in the not-too-distant future is a huge threat to control. She cannot accept it's her fault. It will be Harry's fault. And therefore, two factors are going to push forward his disengagement. The first, the necessity of needing extra money, and given the fact that she's not capable of doing that through her own endeavours, means, as Build the Herd touched upon and as I've mentioned before, finding a billionaire big fish as husband number 3. Therefore, in order to do that, she would need to get rid of Harry. Secondly, in any event, Harry's usefulness has expired. He's not bringing in the money. His fuel will have dropped off. The character traits aren't needed as much as they once were. Therefore, why bother with him? Thus, disengagement comes for two triggers. Either he's no longer of use to her, so she gets rid, or, because of the need for money, she finds a replacement that's far wealthier than him. Based upon the comprehensive work by Build the Herd, it certainly looks that a cash crunch is in the pipeline, and unless something significant changes, this means that Harry's on his way out, and some unfortunate may well be on the way in. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.